Hello, you are watching This Week in Student Government. I'm Jorie Palmer. Today we have the results from the SGA elections and we get an update from O.I.L. All this coming up next. Your new SGA president will be Daniel Brown. The vice president for next year will be Julianne Moyney, and Eli Morlett did win the election for treasurer. The current vice president, Tobias Kuhn, joins us to talk about issues discussed at O.I.L. Hello, Toby. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Can you kind of give a background information of O.I.L. for people that may not know what it is?
Yes, O.I.L. is actually mock legislature at the real Senate chambers and House chambers at the state capitol. While they're out of session, and what we do mock legislation, sometimes with funny background, but mostly with serious background, and then we pass them like the real legislature would do and give them as a bill package to the real legislature, and sometimes they even pass it into real law. So it is actually not only mock, it's sometimes also with a serious side effect. What
were some pieces of legislation you discussed at O.I.L?
We discussed things like the stability of bridges in Oklahoma, how bad they are and if you can improve that. We talked about other issues like sexting, like the messages with teenagers to not criminalize them. And these were serious pieces of legislation, but we had also mock legislations to make tornadoes illegal and declare them property of the states where they come from. And so these states have to pay for the devastation they do. That's, of course, fun.
There are some silly things to kind of get people in the process, and then there were some serious things discussed.
Yeah, actually we have like 12 hours a day on legislation.
Wow.
So that is so long that in the middle you need some fun stuff to do.
And how long is O.I.L? About a week long?
It starts usually at Wednesday evening, afternoon, and it goes till Sunday. This time we came back on Saturday because it was Easter and we wanted to let the people go to their families.
Did several people from SGA attend, or were there only a few?
We had it open for everyone, but since it was Easter weekend, not everybody could go.
Right.
So we were there with 8 people, actually.
Were there any bills discussed that you hope go to the state legislature? Do you think any of them have a chance?
I think the serious ones always have a chance, but you always have to see what the opinion of the legislature is also on that. So sometimes it doesn't make it, but I'm pretty sure that some might do pass.
What are the benefits for students who attend O.I.L?
Well, especially if they want to be in politics, about 30 to 50% of the people in there will be politicians later on.
Oh, wow.
And it's their learning field. You can learn how to debate, how to learn how to do Robert's Rules of Order, which is the Senate rules, or the, I think it's Masons in the House. And we use Robert's Rules at SGA too, so you learn a lot, especially as a freshman.
Have you attended O.I.L several times? Do you think it's personally beneficial?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's nice for networking, knowing people from other universities, get their opinion, or even find out what other universities offer. I mean, if you're undergrad here and you want to go somewhere else as graduate student, you might get some insight there too.
And of course, there was another advantage this year because on the way back, you had an idea for something here at Cameron. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yes. Right now we have a unicameral system, meaning that senators and representatives of the clubs, are all in one chamber. And right now it's hard to caucus because the room is so big and it's only rows. You can't go between the tables. And we thought about how about we split that up, have a Senate and have a House of Representatives on different days. There are several benefits. You can be a senator and a representative at one time.
You can.
If you represent a club and you're elected as senator. And you always have a competition between those two who has the better legislation running. And I think that would really boost ideas on campus, and it would really benefit Cameron as a whole.
Is this something we're going to bring up as a bill in the future?
It has to be a lot of things to be changed.
Right.
First of all, the Constitution right now says that both are voting members of the Senate, and it has to be changed that there is actually a Senate of Senators and a House of Representatives being representatives of the clubs. So there's a lot of change to be made if we want to do that, and we don't know if the majority right now is behind that or not. So we will find out in the future.
Well, you've told us why this would be good. Can you think of any weaknesses of having two departments?
Well, the weakness is it takes more time to pass a bill, 1 more week at least to pass the bill of the House, which did not initiate the bill. But I think that is not that bad an issue. Also, of course, we need 2 rooms.
Right.
Or need 1 room 2 times. And only 1 veto can be done by the president of the Senate chamber, as is right now. And but I think that could be addressed, and whoever is interested in knowing what's going on or want to participate in that discussion, on Wednesday we will meet at 1 in the Student Activities Building, the Executive Council, where we always meet, and we wanted to discuss that there, and whoever's interested in attending that discussion can come.
Even if they're not in SGA?
Yes.
Okay.
Always. I mean, that's what we have our office hours for.
And are people who are not in student government allowed to attend meetings to decide if they want to join student government?
They can always attend meetings, but they don't have voting or speaking rights.
Okay.
If they want to talk about something, they can come to the executive offices first. If they want to announce something and can get these rights, they have to be granted by the Senate.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And that's all the time we have for this edition of This Week in Student Government. You can watch this show along with other CUTV programming on YouTube. Simply type CUInternetTV with no spaces and click search. On behalf of Dr. Matt Jenkins and the CUTV crew, I'm Jorie Palmer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.